Hey guys, my name is Olga and welcome back to my channel. And today we are gonna try new palettes from Astra Makeup. As a part of this video, it's part 1. We are gonna try face palette in shade 1 and 2, eyeshadow palettes 1 and 2. As a part of the second video, as a part of part 2, we are gonna try palettes 3 and 4. And I decided to split this video into two parts. I think just simply easier for you to watch and it's easier to discuss some thing. Talking about Astra Makeup, if you don't know anything about this brand, it's a makeup brand from Italy. It's quite affordable makeup brand. If you live in Europe, in Germany, we can actually order this brand directly from Italy. One single eyeshadow palette costs around 10 euro. It depends on a website. I found 2 websites where you can order these palettes, and we have this website actually has the delivery all over Europe Union, but check the country because it depends. Talking about the shipment costs, it costs around 10 euro. So yeah, you have to pay extra, of course. And you know what? Fun fact, I ordered, I will let you know the name of the website from which one I ordered these palettes. They also have pupa, and it's cheaper to buy and to order pupa directly from Italy instead of buying it from Douglas. Douglas has higher prices. Yeah, that's the thing, that's life. Okay, guys, today as a part of this video, as I've told you, we are gonna try these 3 palettes, and of course you're gonna see swatches and wear test. And we start from the swatches, so take a seat and let's go. First look, we start from the face palette, and I decided to take it in shade 1 because I think it's just simply the lightest, and I hope that this bronzer is more or less neutral. Fun fact, the bronzer is satin, and it contains some kind of extra glitters. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but I can definitely see something here. Okay, let's go. Starting from the bronzer, it's not dusty, and time to check, time to try. Of course, applying this product over a powder, and it's quite pigmented. Okay, so taking off extra because it was a mistake. I hope that it's blendable. It's red. So if you like bronzers with red undertone, yes, you would definitely like it. But if you prefer something, I don't know, more neutral or even orange for some reasons, it's more, no. It's quite easy to blend it. And it seems to me that it might be layered, but I don't really think that you have to layer it. It looks quite fine. Pigmentation is between average and high. So yeah, you can easily apply a lot with the product applied and without. Taking my words back, because the bronzer doesn't look that red on skin, especially when you blend it. If you apply a lot, yes, it might be a little bit red, but when you blend it, it looks kind of even a little bit neutral. So fine, interesting product. It's quite easy to work with it. The only thing that my foundation today is not the greatest. It's a little bit patchy, honestly. Okay, let's try the blush. And this guy, it's a little bit dusty if we compare. So these 2 textures are not the same. Okay, let's take a look. Interesting. Pigmentation is more average, I would say. Beautiful beautiful, interesting shade. Of course, if you have more pale skin, lighter skin, it would look more kind of pink in your case, and especially if you don't wear any bronzers. But if you combine and if you have my skin tone, it's gonna be like this. Looks okay, it's not patchy, and again, it's a little bit satin, and it doesn't emphasize texture. So even if you have pimples, so if you have acne prone skin, I mean real acne, and if you have lots of clogged pores, I think that you can try it. Move into the eyes, and we start from palette 1. We have quite interesting and beautiful shades, and I'm gonna that's the plan at least. I'm gonna wear false lashes today, and of course I will try all the shades. And of course I filmed the swatches already, and disappointed because it's so dry. It's so dry and dusty, and this shade is the star because it's a kind of a topper. It doesn't have visible base, I would say, and you can apply it, of course, as it is on eyelid for some daily looks, or you can apply it over this shade or this one, and it would look stunning. And I will apply it over this one, and this one I'm gonna add in the inner corner, but so dusty, so be careful with it. And we are gonna draw a wing, and I'm gonna use, let's try this shade as a crease shade. It's cool tone, it's almost purple. It's a kind of a mix of purple with gray, and I know that quite many people like such shades, and let me show it to you as a crease shade. On this side, I'm not gonna have any eyeshadow primers. I've just simply applied a bit of a powder over. And let's go, starting from the crease. And please be careful with such shades, especially if you have more warm undertone, because it may look kind of dirty, and it may look like a bruise. So blend in the shade, and it looks quite pigmented. Gonna blend the edge using a brush and kind of blending the shade into skin. We can't do it because this shade contains a bit of purple. Purple contains pink. So blending the edges and creating the base. If needed, you can layer it. Of course, it is pigmented, but I should have the darkest part right here. I can't really apply a lot of these such shades right here because I have slightly deep eyes, and if I apply a lot right here, my eyes would appear smaller, and it wouldn't look nice, let's say it this way. Okay, blending the edges, moving the shade out, changing the brush and changing the shade. This one is a little bit warm, so it's a kind of a mix of pink with something warm, and creating, well, applying it in the outer corner right here and blending these two together. This shade looks a bit less pigmented if we compare it to the previous one. Let's create a base for my wing, or no, let's add shimmers, starting from this one. Nice name, Fleur d'hiver. Winter flower. Starting from the center, moving the shade in all directions. Yes, it's dry. Now let's add a topper above, changing the side and grabbing the topper. The topper, it's not that easy to, well, there is something here. Applying in the center, above the crease, what's left on my brush, moving in all directions. If required, we can layer. In the inner corner, adding the lightest shade. I will try to show it to you. I hope that it's gonna be visible. It's like when you start grabbing the product, you see it's dusty and it's flaky. I'm taking off extra for avoiding some issues. And applying in the inner corner. The shade itself is beautiful, but you have to be careful because if you don't take off extra, these small pieces, they can easily fall off while being applied. Moving to the lower lid and applying this shade. It's fully applied on the lower lid. And finally, let's draw a wing. And of course, I'm gonna blend it. Starting from the base, right here, creating my base, connecting these two guys together, filling in and simultaneously blending the edges. If needed, and of course I don't want to do it, I'm grabbing the shade slightly out. Back to the shade I used in the outer corner, and I want to use it for blending the edges right here. Kind of blending these two guys together a little bit. Adding brown eyeliner near the lash line. Pushing it between the lashes. Adding eyeliner from Maybelline. It was released not that long time ago. Shade 821. It's a kind of a duochrome, and this shade is a perfect match to this beautiful topper. Drawing an inner line using the darker shade from the palette. Finished look. And I'm wearing false lashes today. I like what I have currently on my eyes, and it reminds me, this look reminds me of the one I did using Anastasia Beverly Hills. The quality is not the same, and these toppers, they are not the same, they are definitely drier, but the color story, the idea, kind of close. Let me tell you what I'm wearing currently on lips. Lip liner from e.l.f. in shade Badass Beige. By the way, interesting, beautiful lip liner, creamy, soft, but it's not that long lasting. Lipstick from Kiko Milano, Magnetic Nights in shade 1. And a lip gloss from Iconic London in shade Feeling It. Interesting. Okay, we've tried today these two beautiful palettes. Talking about this one, I will wear it one more time. And anyway, actually, it's nice. It's nice. The shades are quite great. Pigmentation, I would say it's more average. Easy to work, easy to blend. You can easily blend if you apply it a lot. Love it. Love both products. Was quite easy to work with them. Finish is slightly satin, and due to this, texture it appears less visible. And at the same time, these two products are slightly satin, but they are not metallic, and that's why they don't really emphasize skin texture. So yes, I do like this product. And the palette. My eyeshadows are nice. They're not dusty at all. Pigmentation, I would say, is higher than average, but of course, depending on your brush, it may appear kind of average. Easy to layer, they are blendable, and they work nicely together. So, I mean that you can easily blend them together. Shimmers, dusty and a little bit dry, especially this formula. For some reasons, this shade is worse, and this one is a little bit better. This one is just way too dusty, but you can work with it. You can apply it on upper lid, you can apply it in the inner corner. As it is, it looks quite interesting, but you should take it into account. The best shade from the palette, of course, the topper. It's so yummy, so great, and I've added extra using my fingers. And of course, it's easier to apply this shade using fingers. But if you're a makeup artist, of course, you can't really. Well, just some people don't like when you apply products using fingers. So bear in mind. And yeah, and the texture is better if we compare it to this formula. This one is definitely drier and more flaky. Lovely. And if you have cool undertone, I think that this palette is yours, especially this shade. I think that you're gonna use it daily, especially as a part of some kind of pink looks. Lovely, interesting shade, quite complicated, and I can't really tell that it's cheap. This shade is kind of, it's not that easy to produce it and to produce it correctly. This one is definitely great. Oh yeah, of course it could be better. Of course it could be better, especially if we talk about these two shades. But for 10 euro, I think it's quite nice. But yeah, could be better. Now I'm gonna show you eye look closely, and we will see each other in the evening. Today I have my makeup on around 10 hours and we are checking everything. Bronzer, blush, they both look great. Eye makeup on this side, as a reminder, I haven't used an eyeshadow primer and eyeshadow they creased right here. On this side I've used an eyeshadow primer and everything looks perfect. My eyeshadows, no issues. No issues, they're still quite bright and everything looks kind of nicely. And I unfortunately I can see some pieces right here, some shimmers, not a lot. And honestly, you know what, I think that they're here from the beginning. So this shimmer, the topper, I would say, it can fall off while being applied, especially if you apply it using your fingers. Second look and the second palette. And today I don't really have a possibility to wear my look for quite long. Probably I will try to wear it around 8 hours, but yeah, we will see, because I'm filming this video during my lunchtime, and yes, I have a full-time job, guys, of course, and I work remotely. And guys, as well, I don't really wanna wear false lashes today, and anyway, we're gonna try all shades from this palette. And I do wanna try these two shades on the lower lip, and others I will apply on the upper lip, and we are gonna start from the darkest. From the darkest shade, from this one. And it's gonna be our base. Sorry, working day is a working day, of course. Okay, starting from the outer corner and applying the shade till the crease. It's quite pigmented. I hope that it's blendable, and this shade is neutral and, you know, even kind of a little bit cool tone. And we have one interesting cool tone shade in this palette that I'm gonna use as a crease shade today. Applying a little bit more, blending out, changing the brush, changing the shade. And I was talking about this one. It's a little bit cool tone. Not even a little bit, it is cool tone, but it's dusty. Taking off extra and blending the edges, and of course it's gonna be my crease shade for today, and I will use it for blending everything into skin. So blending these guys together, as you can see, it's doable. Don't pay attention to this area, I still have an issue here. It's a kind of an inner pimple, I don't know. Trying to remove it, but I don't know really how. If you know, let me know. Now let's try shimmers, and unfortunately this guy is quite dry as well, so be careful with it. Grabbing it on a flat fluffy on a flat brush, starting from the outer corner. Beautiful shade. And blending it and kind of pressing it into skin. Fun fact, it contains a bit of light blue glitters. And now let's try the lighter shade, and I'm gonna use it in the inner corner. Same issue here, texture flaky and a bit dry. And moving and blending these two together. Maybe I should add a little bit more of this one in the center, but I think that it can fall off because of the texture. So ideally, I would prefer using it over something, over liquid eyeshadows. Now, moving to the lower lid, and I'm gonna start from this shade. It's warm, and I would say that it's even a little bit kind of orange. Applying it fully over my lower lid till the end, and changing the shade. I'm gonna add the darkest one closer to the outer corner right here, and kind of blending it into this warm shade. Near the lash line, adding black eyeliner from Maybelline. And in the waterline, I will add a blue shade, because we still have one more shade left, and I will apply it on the lower lid. Closer to inner corner and near the pupil, adding this beautiful slightly blue shade. Unfortunately, it's not that pigmented, and it may look like this only in case you apply it on something light or on over something blue. If you're gonna keep it as it is, it's gonna be not that pigmented. It doesn't. Let me show it to you. It's like fully transparent and not pigmented. Finished look. And I know that it looks quite basic and simple, but why not? Why not? And I'm wearing on lips two products from Kiko Milano. Limited edition Dream 4 in shade 4, not 4, shade 2. Nice lip liner, but unfortunately it's so easy to break it, so bear in mind. And a lip gloss from Kiko Milano, it's the basic line in shade 6. And this shade, as it is, it's quite light, so if you ever wanted to try something kind of light pink, this shade is quite nice. And by the way, as well, I'm wearing today this palette from Astra as again. And you know what, talking about this shade, it looks more like a contouring shade than a bronzing shade. It doesn't contain that much orange, and it doesn't contain that much red. So it's a kind of a mix of slightly cool tone brown with pink. So yes, it looks more like a contour. The blush is amazing, but bear in mind that the bronzer, you know what, I think that it's quite pigmented. And yeah, but it's blendable. Eye makeup. And if we compare this palette to the previous one, to the first one, I would say that the quality here is a little bit different, especially if we talk about metallics. Metallic shades are quite dusty, especially these two guys. And unfortunately, this shade, this one, is more kind of flaky than this one. And while applying the shade, some pieces, they can easily fall off, and you should take it into account. The shade itself looks quite interesting. Yes, it's kind of basic, but it contains extra light blue and light golden glitters. So for daily looks, this palette may work, but yeah, metallics are a bit dry and dusty. So the quality, I would say, is not that stable, but matte eyeshadows are perfect. Easy to work with, they are blendable, you can build them, and they are quite pigmented. And yeah, by the way, these two shades are more cool tone, this shade is more warm tone. And on this side, I've used an eyeshadow primer. On this side, I haven't used an eyeshadow primer. And currently, I'm using this product from NARS. And I use these two mascaras, Pat McGrath. I don't really like it. And I think that for this money, this mascara is quite bad. You can instead try and buy the product Paradise Mascara from L'Oreal. It's more or less the same. And I would say that it is the same because this product, it transfers and it can fall off a little bit. And for 35 euro, I think that it's not acceptable. And it sticks lashes together. And in order to separate lashes, I use this product from Maybelline. This mascara is perfect from this point of view, and actually it's quite nice as it is. So guys, now I'm gonna show you eye look closely and we'll see each other in the evening. I have my makeup on almost 9 hours and it's quite late already, so let's check everything out. On this side, I haven't used an eyeshadow primer, and yes, eyeshadow they creased. Here, I've used an eyeshadow primer and everything looks definitely way better. Talking about our beautiful extra glitters, I can definitely see quite many right here and right here. My eyeshadows are perfect, so no issues at all, but yeah, shimmers are, they can fall off. They can, especially while being applied. And by the way, talking about this palette, I think that this shade is more like a bronzer, not a bronzer, sorry, it's more like a contour. At least in my case, I've applied a little bit of a basic bronzer over. So let's discuss everything. Today we start our discussion from the face palette, and I had a chance to wear it twice, and I think it's a nice, beautiful, basic face palette. And if you have more light skin, cool undertone, neutral undertone, or even warm undertone, this palette is quite nice. Formulas are not the same, and moreover, this product is talc-free. This product contains talc. And that's kind of funny. These two guys, they are not dusty, it's quite easy to blend them and you can easily layer them. Pigmentation is a little bit different as well. I would say that the contour, and yes, it's more like a contouring shade than a bronzing shade, it looks more pigmented than the blush. And blush seems to me a little bit kind of, I would say, satin at some point. Bronzer, a contour. A contour is slightly satin as well, but this one is more. And the blush is not really that pigmented as the contour. I would say pigmentation is kind of low, between low and average, and here between average and high. What I do like about this palette is that it's so easy to work with these two products. You can easily blend them, they work nicely together, and they are quite long-lasting, and that's great. Talking about this beauty, I thought that it would be a bronzer, and it's even written here that it's a kind of Private Dream Face Palette, bronzing powder, and blush. Bronzing powder. But when you check the ingredients, it's written contouring ingredients. So yeah, I thought that it would be more like a bronzing shade, more like a bronzer, but no, it's still more like a contour. But this contouring shade wouldn't work in case of pale skin and in case of light skin and very cold undertone, very cool undertone, because it's not purple. It's a beautiful shade in case you have more neutral warm undertone. And it's a kind of a mix of brown with gray and with a bit of something pink. And when you apply a lot of this product on face, you definitely see that it contains red, kind of red pink. But when you start blending the shade, you're like, oh, it doesn't look that red anymore. It looks great on skin. And in my case, the shade worked perfectly as a contouring shade. And yes, it's not warm. Of course, it's not warm. It's more kind of cool tone, neutral. Lovely, quite interesting, can suggest. But as I've told you, no in case of pale skin and extremely cool undertone, because it's not purple. In case of pale skin, it's way better to find something kind of purple gray. And as this one contains brown, immediately known. This beautiful blush. It's a kind of light, bright pink. Looks great and interesting, and it's a little even a little bit kind of cool tone. But when you have more neutral warm undertone or warm undertone, and if you apply these two guys together, this shade, it doesn't look that kind of pink on skin. It looks more warmer and it doesn't look cool tone at all. Can suggest you this palette. I think that it's quite nice. Moving to the eyes. And I am disappointed a little bit, I would say. I expected more. I thought that this palette, and it dedicated to all these 4 palettes, they would be kind of better. I'm happy and I like my eyeshadows. My eyeshadows are perfect from all of these palettes. They are so great. And they are pigmented. I would say pigmentation is a little bit higher than average. You can layer matte eyeshadows. They are not dusty at all. They are quite creamy. They are perfect. They are blendable. They are buildable. And that's amazing. Plus, the shades are so interesting and nice. And I think that if you have more cool undertone, these 2 palettes, shade 1 and shade 2, are yours, especially shade 1. And if you have more warm undertone, they may work quite nicely as well, because we have several kind of neutral warm shades here as well. And look at these 2 palettes. They are great for some daily looks. But metallics, why? Just why and how? I thought that currently we can easily do some beautiful metallics, creamy metallics, but this time these palettes, they're so dry. They're so dusty and they're so dry. Of course, it depends. Of course, it depends. Some shades are quite nice. Some shades are just simply horrible. And it depends on a specific palette and it depends on a specific shade. And at the same time, I thought that some metallics would be kind of more pigmented, but they actually aren't. Okay, let's discuss in more details. We start from palette 1, and it's a beautiful cool tone palette. We have 3 matte eyeshadows here and 3 metallics. We have 1 beautiful topper here, and this topper is nice. It's not dusty, it's kind of even a little bit creamy, and you can easily wear it as it is. Color story is wonderful. You can easily wear all the shades together. They work nicely together, and that's great. Color story is amazing. And actually, all palettes from the color story point of view are great. Okay, let's discuss quality. First of all, quality. Matte eyeshadows are stable, they are perfect, nothing to add. I've already told you everything. Metallics. This shade is the best one from this palette, and as I've told you, it's more like a topper, and it's quite creamy and it's not dusty, but you have to be careful while applying this product because it doesn't really work nicely with all brushes, and you have to find a correct one. Ideally, you should apply this shade with your fingers. You can wear it as it is, but it doesn't have visible base, and it's going to be slightly transparent. So you're going to see just simply some beautiful glitters, and this shade shifts a little bit from light lilac to light blue. Beautiful, amazing shade. I'm impressed. These 2 guys. Formula is more or less the same, but this shade is more dusty than this one. This one is still quite dusty. These 2 shades are way too kind of flaky. They are not pressed well. And if you apply a lot, they can emphasize a little bit skin texture, and they can fall off while wearing and while applying. So bear in mind and don't apply a lot. If you want to be sure that these 2 shades would stay in place till the end of the day, apply them over something, ideally over some liquid eyeshadows or over some cream eyeshadows, and in this case it's going to be fine. I'm disappointed because they are quite dry and flaky, as I've already told you. Color story. Moving to the color story, and this one this beauty I've already described you, so moving to this one, it's a kind of again a mix of something light lilac with a bit of light blue and with a bit of gray. Interesting, beautiful shade, and it works perfectly with this topper. As an option, you can mix and apply this topper over this beautiful, I would say it's more like neutral cool tone pink, and these 2 guys may work quite nicely together as well. And yes, I've just described you the shade. Moving to matte eyeshadows. This beauty, dark brown shade with slightly purple undertone. Quite interesting, quite complicated shade, and it works perfectly with these two guys. You can easily use this one as the darker shade, and you can easily use this one or this one as a crease shade. It depends on your preferences. Because this shade is a more cool tone, it's a kind of a mix of purple with gray. And if you're a cool tone girl, this shade is perfect in your case as a crease shade. But if you're more warm tone girl, be careful with this shade because it may appear as you didn't sleep well last night. So be careful with it. If you do a look, it's gonna be fine. But if you're gonna just simply wear it as a crease shade and apply it over your lid, it might be a little bit creepy in case of warm undertone. A lovely, quite interesting and quite complicated shade, and I think that that's great having it right here. This shade, unexpectedly, it's a little bit warm. Unexpectedly, but that's true. This shade, it's a kind of, it appears neutral pink in the palette, and on swatches it appears a little bit kind of neutral pink, but it has a little bit of warmness and it's visible on skin. I think that if you have more cool undertone, ideally you should mix these two guys together. You can try to wear the shade as it is, because it shouldn't be, it shouldn't look orange. Still, it shouldn't look orange in your case. It should be kind of a refreshing pink, kind of. And this palette is amazing in case you have more cool undertone. In case you have more warm undertone, of course you can wear it as well, but you should do a look. You should definitely do a look. Beautiful, nice color story, and yeah, I wish that the quality of metallics was better, but that's life. Moving to palette 2, and look at this beauty. I think it's a nice, beautiful palette, again, for some daily looks from the color story point of view, of course. We have neutral shades here, and we have one more warm shade. This one, it's more warm. And that's great. And because of this, if you're a cool tone girl, you can still wear this product. And if you're a more warm tone girl, you can still wear this particular palette. And that's lovely. Quality. Matte eyeshadows, perfect, no issues at all. Formula is exactly the same, no difference. Metallics. This shade looks kind of a topper, but it's not the same as the topper from this palette. Unfortunately, the topper from this palette is dusty, flaky, and dry. I don't know how they did it this way, but that's the reality. And if you try to do some swatches, when you grab this product on your finger, this shade looks kind of perfectly. It's a duochrome, lovely. No issues, no issues, no worries. But when you try to take this product on finger, take a look. It looks kind of flaky even on the finger. And I will try. Can you see it? Can you see it? Look at it. It's not acceptable. Nowadays, it's not really acceptable. And look at this shade. No issues at all. It's not flaky. It looks stunning, amazing. And yeah, if you apply this particular shade on eyelid, it falls off. Unfortunately, that's the reality, at least partially it falls off. And be careful while applying this product, this particular shade as well, because it can easily fall off while being applied. And you should take it into account. Ideally, you should apply it over some cream products, because otherwise it's not going to be long lasting at all. The next shade is this one, kind of beautiful, interesting for some daily looks, may work. Dry. It's not that flaky, it's not that dry as this one, but still it's quite dry. And if we compare these two palettes, this shade has more or less the same texture, but I would say that even this one is a little bit more, it's kind of pressed a little bit better than this one. These two shades, they are not the same. This one is more pink, this one is more neutral champagne. And the last shade from the palette, I was disappointed. I was disappointed. This one, I thought that it would be kind of nice, and it would be nice wearing it as a kind of as an extra for some daily looks, but it's not pigmented at all. When you apply it on the lid, it looks kind of a little bit transparent, and ideally you should apply something nearby or you should apply a blue pencil before applying this light blue shade. And in this case, this shade would be visible on eyelid. Otherwise, if you're going to apply it as it is, it's not going to be visible. And it just not pigmented enough. And now we discuss the color story. Neutral brown, quite dark neutral brown, beautiful, slightly cool tone, crease shade. It's a kind of a mix of beige, light brown, and gray. And if you have more cool undertone, it's a perfect crease shade in your case. This beauty, neutral warm. And if you have more warm undertone, you can mix these two guys together. And as an option, you can mix these two guys together. And by mixing these two, you're going to receive something neutral. And this palette is great from this point of view. Metallics, kind of neutral champagne with the pink undertone, and moreover we have extra light golden glitters here and light blue glitters here, but light blue just a little bit. They are not really that visible, but I could definitely see them on my eyelid. Light blue with a bit of green, and it contains extra golden glitters and a basic neutral champagne shade. Beautiful, lovely. If you need something for daily looks, I can definitely suggest you shade 2, this beautiful palette, but you should take into account that the quality of the metallics actually is not the greatest. If you have more cool tone, undertone, this palette I think that is yours. And if I had to choose, honestly, despite the fact that I prefer more neutral shades or kind of warm shades, I would choose this palette because the quality of this palette is way better if we compare these two. Okay, guys, let me know down below what you think about these new palettes from Astra. Do you like them or no? And are you gonna buy them or no? And of course, quite soon you're gonna see a review of these two palettes. And if you like this video, don't forget to put a thumbs up and of course consider subscribing. I wish you a pleasant day and I hope to see you soon in the next video. Bye bye!